balls, and mine was based on dice. And I knew you were going to go, can't say balls and this woman is gone.
You started laughing at first.
It's like childish stuff. So childish. I just said the word balls.
It's because you said it.
Marbles, sorry. They got little marbles. Right, behave yourself.
That was because you started laughing.
Because I knew what was coming. I could see what. I could see your
If
head.
you had kept the straight
I couldn't. That just reminded me of fish finger sandwich. Right, professional, come on.
Come on. Hi everyone, welcome to Meeple Mayhem. This is our channel all about board games.
And more board games. You guys got through that?
So today's video, we're carrying on with our top 50 board games of all time. And we'll be doing, what numbers was
40 to 31.
There we go.
So yeah, if you watched our previous video, it was a mockery of any sort of list. But hopefully you can redeem yourself.
Don't know about that.
We'll start putting some games in some good orders. Yeah, so this is our 40 to 31 of our favourite games of all time.
Yeah.
And Jay, do you want to go first again?
Yeah, I'll go first again.
Why not? That's the order.
So my number 40 is Vindication. It looks like we're not off to a good start.
40.
40.
I can't do it. I can't do it. 40?
40.
I suppose at least in your top 50. Wow.
Okay,
Well,
you can explain it. I don't really remember the
do you remember any games? What's the point? Vindication is this awesome. It's got loads of different mechanics. It's sort of like you're moving your worker around like a hexagon board, but you're also revealing hexagons at a time and laying them out. And each building does a different sort of mechanic. There's a fight mechanic with monsters, and it all runs off a cube mechanic. Basically, you have 3 different types of cube. Well, you have one type of cube, and they start off in your they're worth nothing, but you can move them into your middle, where it's your main bit you use to do actions, and then it can be moved into ultra to do special stuff like not die when you get killed by a monster.
Yeah.
I think you don't even know.
Because it's come back to me a little bit now.
Yeah, there's.
What's your fault for buying too many games?
No, there's you have different win conditions. You draw them out at the start of the game, and you can add more win conditions that sort of end game conditions that change the end game. And so you can think you've got a while before end game, and then someone could draw an end game condition that someone's done. It's like boom, it's done. Yeah, it's really cool. The theming's beautiful. The components are really nice. It's a really fun game. It's got so many different sort of mechanics, and it's really good. The cube mechanic is really, really fun. I love it. It's one of my favourites. Literally one of my favourite mechanics in any game. It's so good. We're looking at it, trying to get a memory for it. And yeah, it shouldn't be at 40. It's a disgrace, really.
Well, I don't really remember it so much. I do remember it. I remember it being nice looking, and so I put it at 40.
But yeah, no, Vindication is an awesome game. It's hard to think of what the actual mechanic it would be. Is it worker? I suppose it's not worker placement. It's hard to sort of understand. There's just so many of those different sort of mechanics, and then you have sort of the battle mechanic, and you're trying to collect relics. There's a little bit of set collection in there. Area control, because you can also control the tiles on the board, and yeah, it's just loads of different mechanics. It works flawlessly together. Really fun game. Really fun game. And it's sort of for a big, what seems complicated game. It's not super complex.
You're looking at me waiting for an answer.
No, that's fine. Good start to this. That was your number 40?
Yeah.
We need words, man. My number 40 was one of the first games we ever bought.
Okay.
Lost Cities.
Okay.
This is like a 2-player only, really fun. You're just drafting a card, playing a card, and you're trying to get them in numerical order. But it's got like a puzzle element where you can't discard, or you can discard cards, but you don't want to discard cards that other people can pick up, and you're trying to get over 20 points, and everything over 20 points is then your score. You also get these special little handshake cards that can,
they times
they double your score, and if you get more of them, they then triple it and quadruple it.
Well, you start your score at -20, so you want to get above 20 in order to, so you get 22, you're only scoring 2 points. So
but it's a risk to put them down, because if you get a minus score, if you don't get over that 20 threshold and you get a minus score, you then times in that minus score by 3, so you're going to end up with minus hundreds because you've messed up. You don't know what other person's holding, and you're sort of trying to lay cards and sort of push your luck with a deck, because once the deck runs out, it's game over. You're trying to sort of, you're discarding cards and not laying, thinking, oh, I'll just wait, I don't want to put this one down.
And you're wasting your turns. You're wasting your turns. The cards are going and you're not going to get... So, like, when it gets near the end and you're thinking, like, oh, I just need this one card to come out, you start just picking up cards you don't want.
You don't want and need to try and keep, so you don't have to draw, because you can also pick up from the middle, and if you don't pick up, then you don't use the deck, so you're trying to sort of balance that. And it's got a worse thing in any game, where as soon as you lay that card down in the discard pile, the next one, because you lay a card, then you pick a card.
All the time.
You pick up and it's the one you needed, and you're like...
You'll be sitting there, you'll have like a 4 and you're thinking, you've got the 7 in your hand, but you're waiting for a 5 or a 6. And
so
you're waiting,
you put the 7 down.
You're waiting, you put the 7 down, you pick up a card and it's the 5. And you're like, I should have waited longer.
Yeah, but it's a really good puzzle. It's super fun. I play this on Board Game Arena quite a lot. Yeah. It's really fun on there.
Yeah.
It's got some math skills involved. To scoring, you have to, like I said, you have to times numbers and always minus in 20s. But yeah, really, really good. Really, really fun game.
It's really good.
Small little box. Love that. That's my number 40.
Yeah. My number 39 is Meadow.
Meadow? Are you drunk or something?
Oh.
Meadow. Meadow. Like one of your favourite games, Meadow. Meadow.
Meadow, yeah.
39.
Yes, it's my number 39.
I apologise, she's drunk. I don't know what to say about it, really. 39.
39, that is my number 39.
Meadow's a set collection game. It has stunning artwork, like one of the best artworks. Just loads of sort of they look not painted, obviously they're printed, but they're like painted drawings of loads of wildlife and loads of little scenery, and you get like a big board of south, east, west cards.
And north.
North you add, but south, east, west start with, and each one's sort of a different thing. And you get your meadow and you're laying cards, just a set collection, but you're sort of matching symbols to then lay more cards. So you're trying to sort of get this and this to then get that, and that can go on top.
Yeah.
But there's a really cool puzzle to it where you can only put the new card on one of the cards that have the matching symbols, but then you cover that symbol, so you lose it. So you're sort of balancing what symbols to keep, and you're trying to think like 15 moves ahead.
Yeah, each card is worth a certain amount of victory points, and at the end of the game you count all the victory points in your meadow, and the one who's got the most.
But even when you pick up the boards from the grid, you get these little like triangle shaped counters, and they go in, and they always get blocked, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can move up to...
It's like a 4x4 grid, and then you've got your little
ones
arrows.
Are 4.
So if you put number 3 in the 4th row, you can pick
along,
the third
or
card
third
along
upwards.
or third up. And there's also points on the back, which then if you put
Special
it as like
powers,
a little mini board, and you can put it in there, and it will let you like draw 2 cards,
discard 1, or
play
2 at once.
Pick 1 card up from anywhere on the board, because spaces get filled up. So if you put an arrow in, someone else can't put an arrow in that one, and when you take one, a new card gets drawn, so one could come out that's
really good game. Probably one of our most played games, and for some reason it's
I do really enjoy that game. And I think 39 is a good spot.
For Meadow, yeah? Fair enough.
It's a good spot for what I've got. It's not like I've just put loads of trash in front of it. Like, it's a good...
Yeah. No, Meadow's good. Meadow's a good game. Meadow's, again, like a mid-weight puzzler. Really, really good game. We tried to teach to our friend, and...
one of them got it.
One of them got it, and her mind melted, and I couldn't understand it, but it's quite a simple game. You match icons.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard.
You match icons to pick up. Don't name and shame her. You pick up icons to match other icons, and that's what you're doing. And it's really, really good fun. Artwork's stunning. There's a new expansion out that we've got waiting for us at our local game shop.
Yeah.
Which looks really cool. It adds like a whole stream with loads of other bits you can add to.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to play that. But yeah, that was your number 39.
39, yeah.
My number 39 would be higher, but we haven't played it that much, and it's Merchants of the Dark Road. Yeah, it'll be a lot higher. I really, really, really loved it when we played it. We haven't had a chance to play it again, but it will be higher. It's got a magnet, that's what I'm going to say.
I really enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
I don't know why we haven't played it.
No, I don't know why. We sort of played it and then we sort of,
I remember really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really good game. The board's based around like a little town, and
it's all like dark.
It's all the dark theme.
The theme is all like dark and creepy.
And you're basically trying to collect warriors on your little cart, and you're trying to build resources, and you're trying to take them off. There's like a little mechanic where you can go off into another town, and people can jump on the back of you.
Like resources, and then you've got to go like deliver them,
and then you can drop off the heroes and then towns when you're delivering resources for loads of combos and bonus points. Yeah, really nice, really cool, like a roundel system.
Yeah, it's got a really cool the roundel system, and the little like don't they have little like carts?
Yeah, that's your main little cartboard that you can put the stuff in. Yeah, I really want to you can get like the upgraded one with loads of all like actual pieces, which is really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, really good game. It will be higher. It sits at 39 now, but give it, and we play it a few more times, and it will definitely rise because it was really fun. We just haven't played it enough, but that was my number 39.
Okay, my number 38.
You're laughing already.
Yeah, because you're going to be like, what? But this must show that I'm getting to like my favourite type of games. Kick my back.
You alright?
Back okay.
You're now on camera, man. God.
I just got really like tightness in my back. My number 38 is 10 Penny Parks.
Oh wow, I'm shocked. That's low. That's that low.
Now it makes Meadow not seem so low, doesn't it?
I thought you preferred Meadow than that. That shocks me.
No, I really enjoyed 10 Penny Parks.
Yeah, no, you do. We played it the other night.
Yeah, exactly. That's one that I would play. So is Meadow, to be fair, but I would play it like daily.
Yeah, this is
I've been after a theme park game for ages, and I finally got that. And
it's a simple worker placement polyomino game.
Yeah.
That had like a cool little. There's a little bit more, so it's not just worker placement. You've got like little things you're trying to rise, free tracks, and they give you bonus every round. There's a cool little advertising mechanic.
End of game objectives as well, so you can you'll be working your own little secret tasks that you're trying to complete to get more points.
You're trying to build your own theme park, and you get your own little theme park boards, and you're trying to lay the polyomino tiles down and make money off of concession tiles, but
the tiles can only be, so if you have a ride and you place it down, if you want another ride, it can only touch at a corner.
Yeah, it can't be
like
adjacent.
side by side together, so you have to really
yeah.
think about where you're going to put the
and
ride.
And your board also starts off with a ton of trees on it, which can really get in your way, and you have to like down. Wait a turn to get rid of them. And it's really good.
And when you put the tiles down, there's actual little tasks on the board that give you resources and rewards, so you want to place it down,
up your tracks.
But make sure you place it in a way that when you can place something else down to gain a reward, and you're not going to lose it, because that does happen sometimes.
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah, you have to lose it. It plays pretty fast. It's one of those games where I always want a couple more turns, which is a sign of a good game. I never want it to end. I never feel like, oh, this game's getting boring. Like I wish I could have another couple of turns. It has sort of a barren parky feel with the polyomino.
Yeah, with the tile lane. Yeah.
And you're obviously adding more to your board each time.
Yeah.
But
you can build. You can like buy expansions to your board, so you can make your theme park bigger.
There's like a circus tent in the middle, and that's it has a ride on each side, but you get to twist that every turn. Whoever first player is, so you can change because it has like -$2 to +$2 all the way around.
Yeah, so you can if you know like your first player, and next time you're going to buy this one ride, you can move the roundel to make it -2,
cheaper,
so
and stuff like that. And there's a cool little advertising mechanic where after every round you can pay. Each ride has tells you what it's worth, and if you pay $2, you get 2 victory points, and you can sort of do that. So it's good to sort of build money.
Really
good.
If you want to boost your victory points and you've got enough money, then it's worth doing.
That's a good game to teach someone polyomino and worker placement in one game. If you're going to go for you're going to teach someone one thing instead of getting 2 different games. It's a really good one.
We taught your brother it when he was over,
he loved that.
He really enjoyed it, although he did cheat. He did. Remember, he used to pick them up and go, I just want to see
he'd test them all, he'd go through the thing and test all the rice and fit and then put them back. But yeah, that was your 38.
That was my 38.
I think my 38 is going to shock you.
Okay.
Bitoku.
Oh.
My 38 is Bitoku.
That shocks me.
Yeah, it's shocked me now.
It shocked me. That's one of like the bigger games that we played recently that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's really good.
Don't know why that's 38.
No, I think it's because we haven't played it for a while. I just sort of.
Yeah, but I still remember it.
Yeah, it's amazing Japanese theme. Again, it's another one with like loads of different mechanics.
The theming is lovely.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah. It's a really busy board. But once you know what you're looking at, it's really good. But there's loads of different. I think I really enjoy games, but there's loads of different sort of things to do. Yeah. It's not just one mechanic.
Yeah.
It's loads, and this is that There's different traps on the board you're moving people across. There's traps on your own board. You're playing cards. You're drafting dice.
Yeah.
Moving your dice up and down. Changing. That's a cool mechanic. So every time you move your dice, it goes down, doesn't it, and stuff. And you're using that number of dice to go onto certain spaces.
Yeah.
And then you have to go across a river, and that lowers your dice. But
Yeah.
then that's how you get more cards. And then you get like a little track, a Bitoku track on the side where you get to go along and gain bonuses.
Yeah.
You send your monk out to gain bonuses. There's more monks on your
loads
board.
and loads of different things. That
Loads
you
of
can do in
different
that game.
things. It's all like this really cool Japanese god theme, and it's just really nice colouring, and the components are really nice.
We've played this at 2-player. We played it, I think, 4-player.
4-player, 2-player. Maybe 3-player?
Possibly.
Maybe a 3-player as well.
Yeah. And it's played great every time, so.
Yeah, we taught your sister this, and she's a non-board gamer. She's not someone who plays board games a lot. And Bitoku's, it's not hard once you know what you're doing, but it's relatively sort of, there's a lot going on.
At it,
Yeah,
it's like
it'll melt your brain.
It's like, there's so much.
But yeah, good game. Yeah, I think that will rise in my list the more we play again. We haven't played Raw. I actually really want to play that. That might be something we play tomorrow.
Yeah.
My number 38 was Bitoku.
Okay, my number 37 is Ganymede.
Okay.
Yep. So Ganymede is like it's like a
Splendor,
Splendor.
like again,
Yeah.
in the sense of the way the board is laid out. So you have like sets of cards to thingy. You're basically trying to shift people from planet to Ganymede.
Yeah.
And score victory points. You're trying to race to a number like Splendor. There's loads of little combos you can do. Yeah, really fun game. It's sort of an unknown hidden little gem as well.
Yeah.
They've just released a new one, which is like a big, massive version called Galileo. Not a version of that, but it's like based in the same universe. Yeah, I played that with Andrew. Thing. That's really good. That's way more complex. But no, Ganymede's awesome. That's another one we haven't played for a while.
We haven't played it for a while.
I chose Res Arcana in my last. If you watch the last video, I chose that, and that was over Ganymede. It was either going to be one or them, because they're sort of that Splendor-like, but a bit more. So if you like Splendor, but you want a bit more, they're both sort of that game for me.
Splendor is definitely one of I love Splendor. So I enjoy games that have Splendor, like have that sort of.
Yeah, that sort of mechanic where you're trying to do stuff to gain more stuff, to gain more stuff, to gain more stuff. That sort of back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good game. Good game, It's not on my list, but I chose, like I said, I chose Res Arcana instead. I went for that instead. Why are you laughing? You've got a stupid game coming up next, didn't you?
No, it's your turn next.
My 37 is Suburbia.
Oh, okay.
We mentioned this in our last video again, so I'll just give a quick thing. It's just a city builder. Basically, you're laying tiles and buying tiles to build your city to gain more popularity and more money. Each tile has a different sort of adjacency rule and, not adjacency rule, but like a power. So if you lay it next to here, you score more points, or if it's next to this, you score less points. And just a really fun game, like a good puzzle again, sort of like Calico-esque puzzly sort of thingy, but with city theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played it quite a few times now. We played with the expansion, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, really good game. So I won't say too much about it, but that's my number 37.
My number 36 is Pagan of Roanoke. This is one of Jason's favourites, I think. So he's disappointed in me. But
I can't believe it.
I really enjoy this game. It's a 2-player only. One plays a witch hunter, one plays the witch. And it's like a bluffing type game where the witch is trying to complete a potion and the witch hunter is trying to guess which witch is the correct witch. And I think, that is. But I think a lot of time, like, I find with this game that it's really hard to try and fool the witch hunter on the wrong witch. And the other way round. We played it both. I preferred playing the witch. I want to stop saying witch now because you you made it.
You're confused, just which witch is which witch. Yeah, basically you get 13 people, townsfolk, 12 townsfolk in the middle, and then the witch in secret finds out who the real townsfolk is. Which townsfolk is the real witch, sorry.
Yeah.
And then you're using cards to play, and you're trying to like I said, the witch hunter's trying to kill the witch, and the witch is trying to complete like a spell to whatever. Really fun game. Like I said, it's probably the biggest 2-player game. Only 2-player only game. Like it's a good hour and a half game.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Well, it depends. It could be that if you're good. If not, you might get caught off 5 minutes and the game's over. So.
But yeah, you are trying to bluff each other because to do anything, you've got to sort of lay these clue tokens, or the witch has got to lay these like hex tokens on certain characters, and she's got to put a certain amount of them on the real witch so she can then do the spell with her, but without giving the real witch away too, obviously. And like you said, it's a really funny mechanic because there's the village deck, but then there's also a deck of the villagers again, where the witch picks the real witch from, and the witch hunter can, if he does a certain amount of things on a character, he can spend
one
them.
Of like, yeah, so
the clue
one
tokens,
of his actions,
yeah, he can spend them to look at one of the cards and keep it. So
and the witch doesn't know who he's seen there. So,
yeah, so she could be like very heavy,
like fully to try and deter him away from the real witch and be like, okay, this is the witch.
And he's picked it and knows it's not the real witch.
And he could have picked it up, seen that it's not that person, and you're just wasting your time going for this
really
witch.
Fun back and forth, and it's always really exciting because it gets close. But because it's not as simple as like once the witch hunter finds out that's the witch, it's not as simple as he can just go, she's dead.
Yeah.
You have to sort of work your way to it, and the witch can do things to make him remove tokens and move tokens, and you can do things to do this. And
yeah, so as soon as you like cotton on that, okay, he knows which one I am.
You can battle against it.
You then have to try and complete what you've got to do in time, or try and like interfere with what he's doing as much as possible to make it harder for him to get everything he needs on there to say, right, I'm ready now to say that this is the witch.
It has this really cool artwork as well. It's really dark, sort of like horror-y artwork. Yeah. It's really like nicely drawn. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
Like it's quite a small box. We brought it on holiday with us. And like I said, it's a big game for a 2-player only. Like it's a big old game. It's not something you play in 20 minutes like most 2 players.
No. Well, that's...
But yeah, that was your what?
36.
That is disgraceful, really. I can't even... 36. Right, my 36 is Lunar Capital.
Oh, I'm shocked that is low.
Yeah, I love that game.
You really like that game?
Yeah, I do love that game.
So why is it 36?
Because there's so many good games above it. I've got when you wait to read the rest of this, you'll be like, okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Lunar Capital is by De Vere.
Yeah.
And they are like legends of putting massive games in small boxes. Yeah. So it's like a little game. It's a big. You're trying to build a moon base, a lunar base, obviously, and you're drafting little tiles and trying to put them on your moon base board. And there's loads of sort of adjacency rules. Again, each one scores differently, but it's a cool mechanic where the cards you pick up and the little tiles have numbers, and you have to put them in numerical order. But sometimes you can sort of like make massive jumps, and you can leave holes in your base. Again, it's like a brain burner on that same sort of sense. We're saying this a lot, like Calico, isn't it? It's that sort of like you're trying to place stuff and very much so trying to score things, and it's really, really good game.
It's a good game, right?
I love it, and again, small box. It comes in like a small box, but it's quite a big old chunky game, and it's. I played this at 2 with you loads. I think I thought Phoenix, like a simplified version. I sort of made it a bit simpler for her.
We played. Sorry. Did we play with
Boring her.
Did we play with Neighbour as well?
No, but I played it at the CAF with a load of guys, and they loved it.
I thought we sat down because he really wanted to play it because of the space theme.
Yeah, I don't think he did. There's also a couple of little powers. You can get robots, and they can cover the numbers on your card, so you can sort of change the order, and then you get the things that let you rearrange the tiles, the ones you pick, and each round it gets bigger. So you start off with 1 card and 1 tile, then 1 card, 2 cards, 2 tiles, 1 card, 3 tiles, 1 card, 4 tiles, and it goes into the next round. And there's different sets of there's A, B, and C of sets of tiles.
Yeah, and the tiles will say like there's like I don't know what it is, a fruit machine or something.
Yeah, it's like a fruit. They're like where you grow your fruit on mood. Like,
and if you put like 3 of them together,
you
then
get an extra bonus.
Points, so it's all like
it's loads of different
your
bonuses. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really fun little puzzle game. Yeah. And number 36.
Okay, my number 35 is Splendor.
Oh wow, okay. Just Splendor?
Just Splendor.
Not Jewel?
No.
Oh.
Splendor. I do like Splendor Jewel, but Splendor because I love Splendor. Jason doesn't like this game because I always win. But yeah, this is just another. It's not a 2-player, but we've always only played it as 2-player. I've played it bigger on BGA.
Arena,
but you're basically collecting cards and collecting gems.
To buy cards.
First person to get 16 points.
To buy better cards. To buy better cards. Score more points.
I think it's 16 points. First person to get 16.
I get confused with the Jewel now because.
That's 20 or 10 crowns.
Yeah, 10 of 1 colour,
yeah.
But yeah, no, really good. Just collecting gems. It's got the best chips ever.
Yeah, it has.
They feel so nice. They're so way, But yeah, just collecting gems to buy cards, and then when you add them cards, you can also use the gem on them cards, and you're sort of trying to build that up to buy better cards.
Yeah, because you can only have there's a hand limit to how many actual gem tokens you can collect.
Yes.
And like the big cards, which are worth like
8 black.
They'll be worth like 6 points or
yeah.
something. They'll need need more than what you can have in your hand limit. So you need to collect the little cards so that because they're classed as a gem, but you don't want to spend too much time, which is what Jason does as his mistake, collecting the free cards, like the ones that have no points. Doesn't go for the ones that are worth any points, and then I'll be on 16 and he'll be on 2.
It's not that bad, but yeah. You also you randomly draw out 3 like royal people at the start, and they have sort of a special combination, and you get to win them, and they've got victory points as well. So
yeah, and you win them by having. It will say you need like 4 red gem, 4
black,
blue gem, 4 green gem, and once you've got them gem cards, then you get
but they
them
add massive bonuses,
yeah.
like 4 or 5 victory points each. And
yeah.
Okay, so that was your 35.
That was my number 35.
We're following a theme here. This will probably move up as well when we play it more.
You just yawned and now it's making me yawn.
I didn't yawn.
You did.
Did
you
I?
tried to style it out. You were like...
I don't remember yawning now. My mind's going. 35 is Agricola.
Okay.
This will move up because this was a good game. We've only played it once. It's a worker placement game where you're trying to feed your family and work a farm, I think. Yeah, just amazing. Really, really good game. It will move up massively higher. We've only played it once, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. But we need to get that to the table again.
I don't remember this game. What? I remember big and small. Don't remember the big one.
You do. We played in Austria. You loved it.
Did I?
Yeah. Do you remember you've got to feed your family every time? Every season you have to feed your family, and the worker placement spaces get bigger. So round 1 there might be 6. Then you add another few to round 2, 3, and it gets bigger all the way to 15.
No.
Nope.
No.
Well, that is my number 35 is Agricola.
So my number 34 is Monsters on Board.
Are you serious?
I felt like I needed protection or something before I said that.
Are you having a laugh?
No.
You said this is one of your favourite games of this year.
Yeah, it was one of my favourite games of this year.
34?
Of all time, it's my number 34.
I'm having heart problems here. Go on, explain yourself.
What's there to explain? This is like a family game. I don't see us playing it a lot, just me and you. I see it, we're going to play it a lot with the kids.
I'll play this.
I would play it, but it's not something that every night I'm going to be like, oh, let's play Monsters on Board. I do enjoy the game. I like the theme. It's a bit like Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, very much so.
And I really enjoy playing it when we play it with the kids. I just don't know.
It's a dice drafting game. You basically dice. Well, you own a hotel, I don't know, and you're putting on a Halloween party, and you're trying to get spook juice by sending your little grunts out. Like you get your werewolf, your mummies, and so you send them out to the town to gain points. But it's all based on these dice, and the dice are like coloured and numbered and have symbols on them, and you're using them all, and it's like a huge puzzle that you're trying to lay them in certain places and use the sort of numbers and dice, and there's loads of end game stuff, and just really, really fun game, super fun game, way better than 34, way better than 34. It's one of the best games released this year. It was really good for a sort of a light, midweight light game. It's amazing.
In my actual top 10 board games of 2022, it was number 7. So for games this year, it was high up on my list.
Oh, yeah, okay,
but of all time, no.
Okay, well, it's a really good game, really, really good game, and it is family and non-family. There's a simplified version of it. You get these cool little cars. They're up there somewhere, that you put your dice in and you drive around, and there's loads of little sort of bits. I played this with my daughter the other day when you were in Brussels.
I was in Brussels. Yeah.
I played with my daughter the other day and she loves it. She really, really loves it. And yeah, it's very Hotel Transylvania. It's literally ripped straight out of Hotel Transylvania. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good game. Was that your 34?
That was my number 30.
It's graceful, man.
34, yeah.
My number 34 is Tapestry. It's not your list, is it?
I forgot about that game. I forgot about that game.
No, I'm just going to stop. Tapestry is Stonemayer, so
we're allowed to have our own different opinions.
Yeah. So the components are lovely in it. It's like a civilization game. You sort of start in with a board and there's 4 tracks: science, military, blah blah. And you're trying to work your way up them to gain loads of bonuses and loads of victory points. There's a cool, the tapestry mechanic is really cool. So you basically, every sort of age, you start off like caveman making fire, and then you get to lay a different age card.
Like a special ability.
They give you a special ability for that round. You can sort of, there's a little bit of area control-y, battle-y on the board because you're laying out tiles, discovering new lands, and you can sort of attack each other. It's minimal. But yeah, really, really fun game. We played this like 3 times in a row, I think, and I really loved it.
Yeah,
This
game was on our like shelf of shame.
It nearly got sold. Someone asked for photos of it. I put it up for sale, someone asked for photos of it. I opened it to look at because it was on our shelf of shame for like a year.
We never played it.
I never thought I was going to play it, so I thought, oh, it can go.
We got it because it was a Stonemaier game, and we like.
I think someone was selling it for cheap, so I just grabbed it. Then it sat on the shelf of shame for like a year. We never touched it, and I was like, I'm going to sell it because we need we need space, and it sort of never ever even. I never looked at it on the shelf and thought, let's play that. And I opened it to take photos because the guy requested photos, and I was like, this looks cool. And we were like, we'll keep it. And then we played it 3 times in a row. And that's a game I'd play every day. That's sort of like it's like 34 on my list. It's something I could just get out as a nice warm-up game. It lasts 40 minutes an hour. Now we know what we're doing. And yeah, really fun. You're just trying to move stuff up and trying to get resources, and really fun game.
Yeah, really
fun game.
That would have been on my list if I hadn't forgotten about it.
Number 34. That was Tapestry. Go. What's your number 33?
My number 33 is Champions of Midgard.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so this was in Jason's list.
This was number 47 in my list. So 10 spaces
big,
higher,
big gap
But you love worker placement.
I do love the worker placement game. It's my favourite mechanism of a game. So.
And this is a good worker placement game. Like we said in the last video, it's just sort of simple worker placement, as simple as worker placement, but it's got a battle element. There's loads of different ways you can fight different monsters.
And it has which is what I really liked.
Yeah, it has this cool little dice mechanic where each dice, you have like red dice which are axes, white are swords maybe, and black are spears, or something like that. And
they have I think they have different
things around it. Yeah, and you're trying to battle monsters and just do that. But it's really good. There's a cool mechanic where there's one big boss troll thing, and if none of you beat that, you all get minus points.
Yeah, so each round.
Yeah, each round. If it hasn't been defeated.
If it's not defeated, so you're sort of like...
You don't want to spend money on it.
On that bit, you're like, right, someone's got to...
Someone better go and do that. And you
get
victory points for it, but you don't want to sort of waste your time on it when you could be doing other stuff. But then you'll get minus points if you don't. So that's a really fun mechanic. Yeah, okay. That was your 33.
That was my... Wait... That was my 33, yeah.
I think you'll be shocked at this, because I'm pretty sure last year this was in my top 10.
Okay.
Viticulture.
Okay, yeah, it was, I think. You do like this game?
I love this game. I love this game more than you, I think. I think we don't get to play it as much. It's a worker placement again, but you're like a winemaker, and you're playing... What I love about it is you're playing over seasons, so... You go through different seasons, but if you use all your workers in the first season, then you just don't play for the rest of the round.
Seasons,
You can't bring your workers around.
And each season, like new places on the board open up.
So the first one's about getting cards and growing. The second one's about doing this. The third one's about making wine. But you sort of like so it's a good balance, and you can build extra bits, and you got your fields, and you try it on your own board, and you're trying to build. It's really good. It's better with the expansion.
Yeah, the Tuscany one.
Yeah, so you can add like this little star, like a bit of an area control mechanic in the bottom corner, and the seasons they've changed the seasons slightly, which work out a bit better.
Yeah, there's an extra like colour card as well.
Yeah, orange, which lets you build special buildings on your orange. Yeah, no, purple are your wine cards. Orange let you build special buildings. Super worker placement. If you want sort of like a heavier worker placement, it's probably one of the heavier worker placements we have.
I'm surprised that is so low.
It's dropped a lot, 'cause I think it was 10 last year in my top 10.
Yeah.
And I think it's dropped down to 27. But we've played so many good games recently, and like I said...
I feel like you really loved that game when I still wasn't 100%, and now probably it might have changed that I like the game more than you probably do now.
No, I would still play that all the time. I love that game. I really like that game.
Yeah.
Good game. That was my number 33. That's Stonemaier as well, funny enough.
Yeah.
It's Tapestry and so on.
So my number 32 is Merchant Cove. See, we've only ever played this. We haven't played this game often.
Once.
Is it just the once?
Yeah. This was 41 on mine.
I know. I've only played this as the potion person, which is like potions explosions, and I really enjoyed that person. I don't know how much I would enjoy the game if I played it with a different character, but just with that character. Yeah. And now that I've played it with that character, I know how to play the game with that character, it's going to be very difficult for me to part with that character.
There's a game called Space Phoenix, and the whole thing about it is every time you get a different space station to her, she just chose the same space station 3 times in a row now.
It's not like it's a good one, it's just the beginner one.
It's a good one.
It's the beginner one though.
But every
There's probably
time you
more
build,
powerful ones.
you get a free alien, which is huge. But yeah, anyway.
But then I feel like you don't enjoy the game as much.
No, I do. It's
you're
just
not good with that character. So maybe try a different.
No, I liked it. There's 4 characters in the main box. We've only tried 2. There's like another 20 you can buy as expansions. But no, it's fun. It's just it is on the lighter side, lighter than I thought it was. I really want this game, and it's a huge box.
Massive box.
And like it seems like there's loads going on, and like, even when you're building, you've got to build all the ships, you've got to build all the little shops, and I thought there's loads. But ultimately, it is sort of a worker placement-esque game. But everyone has their own little type of way they use stuff. So yours was all based on balls, and mine was based on dice. And I knew you were gonna go. Can't say balls, and this woman is gone.
You started laughing at stuff.
It's like childish. So childish. I just said the word balls.
It's because you said it.
Marbles, sorry. They got little marbles. Right, behave yourself.
That was because you started laughing.
Because I knew what was coming. I could see what. I could see your head.
If you had kept
I couldn't. That just reminded me of fish finger sandwich. Right. Professional, come on.
Come on, talk in on that joke, otherwise it's going to look weird. You just said finger sandwich and
it's
we're
fine.
both laughing like it's some inside joke.
We done a video and we were talking about a game
It didn't
called...
make the cut.
It didn't make the cut. We're making a video on Cryptid Calf and it's all like haunted food stuff. And I thought it was a finger sandwich.
You thought the brain sandwich was a finger sandwich.
But that obviously
That
Charlotte's
set me
dirty
off.
mind set her off, so we couldn't have to cancel the video. Same as I just said the word balls and she's gone.
No, that's because you started laughing.
Because I knew what was coming.
You were looking
anyway,
away and laughed. Go back to it.
back to marbles. I can't say marbles, isn't it?
See, it's nothing. It's
So it's like potion explosion basically, and it's not like a workplace. It's like mine was sort of dice drafting and changing different dice. So I was the blacksmith, but you're basically trying to build wares and different things, and then you're trying to sell them to the boats. But that's got quite a little cool mechanic where, as you load the boats, they move, but then you don't want to try and move this. You can only sell to the right colours.
Yeah.
So then you're trying
so you
to
want
move
the right boat
them,
to come forward
to the right
so you
place.
can sell them
And each part of the dock they land on does different things. Like once you can sell, but it costs maybe a lot more to sell it to them. Like you make less. And
you can gain big potions.
yeah, I just thought it was heavier than
potions.
it is. And like I said before, my taste is definitely
Getting heavier.
Yeah. And it was on the light hand. It was the light side. It was on the light side to me. But no, I still love it. It's still in my top 50, and I want to play it some more.
Yeah.
And even try some of the expansions out to try and see some of the people. But that was your number what?
That was my number 32.
My number 32 is Cowboy Bebop Space Serenade.
Aye.
You've got that as well.
I forgot about that one.
This is a really, really good deck builder, and like I don't think many people have heard of this because it's a Japanese game, but it's unreal. It's based on the anime Cowboy Bebop. But you wouldn't matter if you don't know the anime.
I don't know the anime.
And basically you set out 3 planets and you are trying to capture criminals, but it's a cool mechanic. So they start off with a certain amount of like little chips on them. And there's where you can either beat them with investigation or violence, and each person gains it. You can both fight the same one and gain a chip, and the person who beats them at the end gets the card, which is worth victory points. But then everyone else who had a chip of that person gets a card, gets victory points. And there's a really cool combo system. So you start off with a character, and then you can pick up other cards on the market like any deck builder, and you're playing. If you play like a yellow card and it's got like a little yellow banner on one of the other cards, you can sort of combo off them. And also you're trying to collect fuel to move around the planet, so it's not as simple as just going over here to fight people. You're using your fuel to go around.
Yeah.
Each person has their own little special powers. You can use other people's powers if you're on the same planet as them. And then right at the end...
You have your own players, but then there's like 4 characters in total, and you can move
them around and use their powers.
Yeah, use their
powers
and stuff, the ones that no one else is playing.
And once you've defeated a certain amount of... At the start of the game, you shuffle the deck and you put the boss in somewhere. And once you've defeated a certain amount of characters, he comes out, and then the whole game flips, and you're trying to attack the boss. And he sort of moves around, and he's got loads of health, and you're trying to defeat him, but you're trying to also... The whole balance of not trying to defeat people too much, so you give the last chip to the next person to gain the card is a big balance. It's just really, really good deck builder. Like, so unknown. I imagine not many people have heard of it, but
it's really
one of the best deck builders. Yeah, really, really, really good. That was my 32.
Okay, my number 31 is Red Cathedral. which is another game by De Beer, so it's a big,
that is a
big
small
game
that
in
is
a small
big
box.
game. Like component-wise and everything. You get like all wooden components in it, and I mean the box is this big.
Yeah.
Like, it's this big, and it's a huge game.
You're trying to like build your own cathedrals, yeah. And it's not all red, is it? Because it depends on what plane.
I think the roof's red, isn't it? The whole
yeah.
cathedral.
And then you're trying to build your cathedral, and then there's like it's set out in, is it 3 or 4 different
Depends on
levels?
player count. Yeah,
and
player count. Each time you choose a different type of cathedral, and that's set out, so it's all random. And then
Yeah.
the board is like a roundel, and there's dice on the board, and you roll the dice, and you get to pick up that dice. If it says 3, you move it 3 spaces, and you get that action.
Yeah.
But then you sort of always that's
the
like
dice is
cool
your
little puzzle.
movement,
Yeah. And then
you're
each
trying to
quarter as well.
You're trying to collect, like, there's gems and stuff, and then you need them in order to build a part of your cathedral.
Yeah, there's like stone, gold, wood and stuff to build
There's
the
like a
cathedral,
green
and then
gem
there's
and then
gems
there's a
and
purple
purple
gem.
and gold to make the fancy bits.
Yeah.
So if you want to add doors and
Yeah.
windows and bits on top, you get extra bonus points for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good game. Again, like a huge game in a small box. Another
You
really
can't-
hidden gem. Good
You
game.
can't build on top of one if underneath you haven't
You can,
done
but you get less
like
victory
minus
points for
and stuff,
building
yeah.
that. And then at the end of the game, the person who controls each part of the cathedral, like based on how many they built plus how many
Yeah.
fancy. Because even if she builds like 2 parts, I build 1, but then I built 2 fancy bits on her bit and my
then
bit,
he would
I
win
would get
that
more
whole
points.
row
Yeah.
of
So
like,
it's yeah, you can do that. You can jump on each other. But
Yeah.
yeah, really good game. We love that game. That's a game I'd get out sort of every day again.
Yeah.
It's another cool war
Yeah, really
game.
good game.
I'm shocked this that low, but it's fine. My number 31 is the Guild of Merchant Explorers.
Oh, that surprises me.
Just so many good games. So many good games.
That's like, you love that game.
This is by AEG, one of our favourite game designers and like publishers, whatever they're called. And basically, there's loads of different maps. You each choose a map at the start, and then you're playing cards out, and you're moving around this map, exploring. So there'll be like 3 water tiles in a row, and you've got to lay your people, but it's sort of a puzzle because you're trying to work it out. And
This is another one that affects your OCD massively.
Yeah, 'cause
you'll
you're
have
trying
a
to
route,
complete
you know
stuff,
where
yeah.
you want to go, and the cards that come out don't help you get to where you want to go.
yeah.
And it will just completely mess up your game, and it's a very tight game. So if it messes you up, like there's a big chance
You've done
that
you over, yeah.
you're not going to get to where you wanted to go. So
you're trying to
it's
sort of
very
like
much based on luck of.
you're trying to explore as
draw.
far out as possible, and then build a village by. Well, you can build a village once you've sort of explored all of one type of terrain, which is like what you do in the village. But then, so the next turn you can start from that point instead of the centre city.
And that's like you got 4 or 5
Rounds.
turns, like it turns
Yeah.
in one round. So in them 4 or 5 turns, you're trying to get to the other, like across the water to the city, place one.
Yeah.
So that then all of your cubes that are not cities get taken off the board, and you have to start again.
You start from the
And
city.
yeah, it's a really good game.
Yeah,
it's just
amazing.
very tight. Very
Yeah, it's
tight.
very puzzly again. But then you have like there's like 5 basic cards that get drawn every single round, and then every single new round you gain one of your own special movement cards, which you can use 1, 2, and 3, and then the last round you get to use any of them. You get to choose which one you want to use,
Yeah.
and they're usually really good. So I think there's like 2 sand, 3 water, 2 grass or something,
Yeah.
blah blah. But then when you get your special ones, it could be like you can move 5 water and then build on any adjacent city, or
Yeah.
you can move 5 sand, 3 water. Like they're huge and they make a huge difference.
Yeah, and there's extra bonuses like objective cards that you.
Yeah, you're trying to collect coins all around the board. You're trying to get little
connecting
bonuses.
like desert to sand, or like connecting.
Oh yeah, that's
different-
another thing. If you connect the points, you can
Yeah.
times the amount of
Yeah.
points on them. Then there's stuff right on the outside of the map. There's these 4 towers, and the first one's worth 4 points. Then it's worth
The
8,
more you
16,
get, the more
and then,
they're worth,
yeah, they're
yeah.
worth a lot more points.
That's the same as with your cities as well. The more cities you place,
The later
more...
on in the round,
Yeah.
so the first round they're worth a point,
Yeah.
but later on they're worth like
Yeah.
5 points or 3 points. But
Yeah.
really, really good game.
It's similar to a game that we really like called Blue Lagoon, which we got for
like
the
a kids
children.
version, yeah.
And then we saw AEG bring this out, and it's like an adult version of it, and they're really good. We
Yeah.
like the whole like mechanism of the game, the whole
Yeah,
playing
it's
of it.
awesome. And it's again quick, half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a quick sort of setup, easy and fun, easy to teach, but
Another
like a fun
one where
sort of game.
you wish you had more time.
Yeah, you wish I had about 30 turns.
Yeah.
But, that was my number 31.
Okay, so that was the second part of our top 50 board
40
games.
to 31.
Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and keep an eye out for our future videos with the rest of this top 50.
Yep.
Why are you laughing?
Just remembering balls. Right, bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.